brought to you this evening by Dirt Empire Magazine, along with #1 Speed Equipment in Watertown and VP Racing Fuel. Pro Stock is going to be the first one down onto the Speedway tonight. 20 laps will be the distance for the Fabco Dirt Car Pro Stock here tonight. Tyler Bush's number X15 is going to start inside row #1. Outside him, that'll be Justin White in the #1 X machine. Kenny Hartshorn, number 75, and Bert Ward, the 28, will make up row #2. Row #3 will be the 60 of Taylor Dockstander. On the outside, Eli Gilbert in the #2E machine. Will Gates, the number 83, and Sid Harbour Jr.'s number 14 are in row #4. Row #5, Anthony Mousehouse, number 102, and Rick Duskis will be on the outside in the #3 machine. Ryan Gates, number 97, and Kevin Federley Jr.'s 57K make up row #6, row #7. That will be Pete Troy in the number 33 and Luke Hall in the number 66. 20 laps of distance, Pro Stock feature action. Green flag is in the air. Down to turn #1 and 2 for the first time. Our first feature of the regular season here in the 2021 racing season at Can-Am. Down the backstretch, the Fabco Dirt Car Pro Stocks kick things off here this evening. Very quickly, the X15 of Tyler Bush is going to find his way out to the front of the field. He'll break the field off turn #4. Builds the front turn Hartshorn going to jump to the #2 spot. Justin White chases him. White goes up the hill, opens the door to the inside. Sid Harbour Jr. takes a poke down to the bottom of the racetrack, gets a nose underneath White. They're going to be side by side off turn #4, down the front stretch, or excuse me, down turn #2, down to turn #3 and 4. Sid Harbour Jr. bottom of the racetrack, Justin White to the outside. They're going to continue to move side by side. Now Harbour's going to pick up 2 spots off turn #4. He'll jump up and take over the #2 position. Kenny Hartshorn with a little bit of a wiggle into turn at #2. Going to give up the spot now as Justin White drives right back underneath him. Here comes Burton Ward, the number 28 machine. Burton Ward looks to the inside of the racetrack. Hartshorn slams the door shut as they go to turn #3 and 4. Then it's Eli Gilbert stepping out of line. Gilbert's going to go to the outside of the racetrack on turn #4 in the 2 machine until back for the Taylor Dockstander ride down to turn #1 and 2. Back up front, Tyler Bushy, 4-car advantage, 5 cars out in front of Sid Harbour Jr.'s number 14R. They work off turn to #3 and 4 this time, and it continues to be Bushy showing the way. He'll bring them racing back to the strike. Out in front of the field, that time by 23.287. 23.287 for your leader, Tyler Bushy, in the X15 machine. He'll take him off turn #2 down the back, and Sid Harbour continuing to chase. Here comes Justin White back into the mix. The 1X out of Winthrop, New York, trying to close that gap. He'll come right back to the inside. Smoking that back bumper of Sid Harbour. They come off turn #4 trying to close up. If they hit turn #3, caution flag is out on the Speedway. 1 car slow turn at #2. That is the 33 of Pete Troy. Troy's going to go around in a knot. Turn #2, caution flag will wave. So 5 laps in, 15 more to go. Pete Troy's going to bring caution out in that 33 machine as he got twisted around in a knot. Looks like he's going to be okay. Should be able to stay out on the racetrack. One car heads back towards the pit area. It looks like that might have been the 57K of Kevin Federley Jr. Not sure, but looks like he may have been headed back across pit road here. Federley out of Messina, New York. No, he's still on the Speedway. My apologies. The 57K of Kevin Federley is out on the racetrack, so I'm not sure who we lost over there in turn #3 and 4. Mike LeClaire's got the white flag in hand. We'll get these guys going one more time. Get 5 laps in the book. 15 more to go. Your early leader has been Tyler Bushy in the X15 machine. We'll double them up one more time. Sid Harbour Jr., the 14R, will go to the outside.
Well,
Track safety lights going off. We get ready to go go back to green one more time again. Tyler Bushy going to try to hold off a charging field as we go back to green. Down to turn number 3 and 4. He'll jump on the throttle right about there. Brings the field off turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Bushy's going to continue to show the way off turn number 2 down the backstretch. He will go now. Here comes Justin White to the inside of the Sid Harbor Jr. ride. They'll be wheel to wheel. Turn number 3 and 4. Harbor to the outside of the racetrack. Justin White, number 1X, right through the middle of the speedway. Here comes third Ward now. Ward's going to drive to the inside of Harbor. He'll go side by side. Turn number 2. And Burton Ward drives up to number 3 spot. He and the 14R of Sid Harbor Jr. switch lanes, and he goes right back to the bottom. Harbor went to the bottom of the speedway down the backstretch and took the number 3 spot back. Caution flag is going to come out one more time as we've got a car around over in turn number 2. That is number 33 of Pete Troy. Once again, second time Troy's gone around. Both times over in turn number 2. That Pete Troy lost the handle on that number 33. So caution flag waving once again.
4-4 left.
Pete Troy may be headed back towards the pit area in the number 33 ride.
Northwest from the tower at 7 Remote. At 2115. 4-4 copy.
6 laps in, 14 more to go here for your Fabco Pro Stocks here this evening. Fabco Dirt Car Pro Stocks, I should say. We'll get them doubled up one more time. Tyler Bushy again trying to hold off the field as we get ready to go back to green. This time it'll be, I believe, Burton Ward on the outside. It looks like Ward will drive up there, so Justin Burns settling into the number 3 spot as we get ready to go back to green again, doubling up the field.
The reason why it's blurry, guys, is that stupid light. But
So it will be Tyler Bushy front of the field. Outside him it will be Burton Ward. In the number 28, Justin White moving on to the 3rd spot. 4th is Sid Harbor Jr. 5th, Taylor Dockstader. 6th is Eli Gilbert. The 7th spot is Rick Duskus. Kevin Federley holding on to the 8th spot as we get ready to go back to green with the Bill Gates number 93 machine. 83, excuse me, 83 of Will Gates and the 102 of Anthony Masso.
Saying he's going to kill himself. He's currently in the middle of the road yelling.
So down to turn number 3 and 4, they will go again. Michael Flair will look them over. 14 more laps to go here for your Fabco Dirt Car Pro Stock feature here tonight. Green flag is back in the air. Off turn number 2, that battle's going to stay the same up in the front of the field. Good battle right in the middle of the pack. Now they were 3 wide off turn number 2. Sid Harbor Jr. got to the outside of Justin White trying to take that spot back. And now here comes Eli Gilbert into the mix. He'll go to the outside of the speedway. Gilbert got back in line behind Justin White. White able to hold him off at this point as they go to turn number 2. Gilbert looks to the outside again, but White's going to power way underneath and pull down to spot number 4 down the backstretch. Taylor Dockstader on the outside of the top 5 right now. 6th spot, he's got Rick Duskus working all over his back bumper. Then it's Kevin Federer on the outside as they come off turn number 4 down the front stretch. Tyler Bushy, the early leader down to turn 1 and 2. As they work out turn number 2 this time. Burton Ward got to him, couldn't do anything with him, and now Bushy gets a good run off turn number 2. Opens up about a 3-car advantage. Sid Harbor Jr., the number 14, out of Governor, now pulls into the back bumper of the 28 of Burton Ward. Ward out of Messina, going to the top side of the racetrack. And the number 14, Sid Harbor, able to drive right back to the bottom of the racetrack. Harbor now puts pressure on your leader. Off turn number 2, they will go. Sid Harbor got a good run off too. Bob Moisture on the bottom side of the racetrack just drove to the inside of Tyler Bushy. Bushy's car starting to sag a little bit here. They'll work off turn number 4. And Tyler Bushy obviously has a problem into number 15 as he has slowed him considerably after the early lead. take him off turn number 2. As they head down the backstretch, Burton Ward second, third, Justin White fourth is Eli Gilbert. As the number 15 of Tyler Bushy continues to sag back through the field. Bushy all the way back to the number 9 spot. And now here's number 7. Take that spot away from him. Back there. Take that spot away from him. And now Tyler Bush is just going to step out of line, go to the top side of the racetrack. He can see the writing on the wall and thought better than that. He has slowed down over the top of turn number 2 and continues to keep moving, so keep an eye on that. Bushy with a lot of problems over there. And caution flag is going to come out. Caution flag is going to wave for Tyler Bushy, your early leader. The X15 ride has problems over on the backstretch. He will get it fired back up, but he will head back pit side.
Wow, that's a hell of a no.
So Tyler Bushy, your early leader, suffering mechanical problems there. He is headed back pit area. The 57K of Kevin Federley also drove off into the pits under this caution. So caution flag remaining out on the speedway. Our first feature of the evening, the Fabco Dirt Car Pro Stock Division, leading it off here, our first regular night of the 2021 racing season. Again, we want to thank all our great sponsors for joining us here tonight. VP Racing Fuels, #1 Speed Equipment on Bradley Street in Watertown, and our newest sponsor, Dirt Empire Magazine. Big thank you to Adam Cornell and his crew for getting involved with Am Speedway. You can check them out online, dirtempiremagazine.com/subscribe, or you can go to their Facebook page, which is Dirt Empire Magazine. Give them a like on there, and check out Dirt Empire Magazine online at dirtempiremagazine.com. Well, John Karuski and Andy Stevens do what they do every Friday night during the summer. They're at camp, sitting around a fire and watching the races on DirtTrackDigest.tv. Two buddies, I want to say thank you for joining us online here tonight. Sure, they're having a great time sitting around the fire. Nice fire would be nice right now, wouldn't it, Pam? Up here, kind of warm things up. I want to thank you guys all for joining and checking in with us here tonight on DirtTrackDigest.tv. So, white flag coming out onto the speedway. We get ready to go back to green. Just 9 laps shy of the finish here, first feature of the evening. Track safety lights going off. We'll try this one more time. Sid Harmer Jr. getting the lead off that last restart there, driving right to the front of the field. Now gets ready to refire. He's got Burton Ward to the outside of that front row. Then it's Justin White to the inside of row number 2. And Eli Gilbert will be outside him. Top 4 cars as we get ready to go back to green. Green flag in the air. Sid Harper Jr. gets a good start, takes the field off turn number 2 down the backstretch. He will go. He'll be followed by the 28 of Burton Ward. Justin White settles in the number 3 spot. Eli Gilbert will work outside of him. Gilbert's going to go to the outside of the racetrack, looks right at the back of the Burton Ward ride. They go off turn number 4. They'll be to the outside of Justin White side by side. They'll battle for the number 2 spot. Off turn number 2. 3 cars stack them up as they head off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Burton Ward is going to come out onto that, hold on to that 2 spot, but all the way up to the number 3 position now. Eli Gilbert will improve one more spot as he works his way up into the top 3. They work off turn number 4 down the front stretch. All that battling behind has allowed the Sid Harper Jr. ride to get out to about a 6-car advantage off turn number 2 down the backstretch. They will go. Burton Ward, the only guy to test the outside of the water at this point, using that cushion on the outside of turn number 1 and 2. We'll keep an eye and see where he heads when he goes to turn number 3. It'll be right through the middle of the speedway. The Sid Harper Jr. just about a groove and a half off the bottom of the racetrack has found something he likes all the way around the speedway. Eli Gilbert now into that third position begins to pressure the 28 of Burton Ward off turn number 2. Look to the inside as they headed off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Ward able to hold him off at this point as that battle will continue into turn number 3 and 4. Top 3 cars trying to break away. Now top 4 cars trying to break away from the field down here on the front stretch. Justin White's going to settle back into that number 4 position. Taylor Dockstader holding on to spot number 5. Bushy back on the speedway in that 6th spot, I believe. And it'll be Rick Duskus behind him and Kevin Federley as they work off turn number 2 down the backstretch, followed by the Anthony Massel ride and Will Gates. Back up from the IQ engine, number 14. Now Sid Harper Jr. continuing to show the way as he stretches out advantage down the backstretch now, opening up about a half a straightaway lead over Burton Ward and Eli Gilbert. Gilbert still trying to close the gap on the back of the 28 that battle for the number 2 spot. Sid Harper Jr. looking to pick up where he left off last year with some wins here at the Speedway. Takes that number 14 off turn number 2 down the back. He will continue to stretch that lead in front of the field. The number 28 we're trying to close up with Eli Gilbert chasing into the distance back to the Justin White number 1 machine, followed by the number 15 of Bushy. Parallel flag coming out, just 2 more trips around the speedway, and they'll head down to turn number 1 and 2. Sid Harper Jr. stretching his advantage. Down the backstretch he will go. Continuing to hold almost a smooth straightaway advantage over the field. Down into turn number 3 and 4 very carefully. Works off the bottom of the speedway. Checkered flag will be coming out in just 1 more lap as he'll take them down to turn number 1 and 2. Sid Harper Jr. does have 1 car in front of him. Shouldn't be an issue as he works off turn number 2 down the back. Good battle shaping up for that 2 spot on the last lap. As Eli Gilbert now goes to the outside of the Burton Ward ride, but Ward's going to hold him off. Off turn number 4, they will go. Checkered flag will be coming out. The win's going to go to number 14 of Sid Harper Jr. He'll be followed by the 28 of Burton Ward. Eli Gilbert's going to come home to the number 3 spot. He'll be followed back in line by the Justin White number 1 machine, and then it's Tyler Bushy the 15, Taylor Dockstader the 60. Rick Duskus in the 3, and Kevin Federley in the